Rated G. What's up, guys? It's the Middle-Aged Gamer. We are playing Railway Empire yet again. We're going to be doing the campaign, which is, we're on Chapter 4 right now, as you can see. We are going for the President's Medal, which is this little symbol right here. And this chapter is called the Civil War. I will tell you, I have not played this mission all the way through, or chapter all the way through. I did start it up for about 10-15 minutes just to figure out the layout of the map, what it's asking for, at least initially on the task list, and kind of get a game plan, so to speak. So let's go ahead and load up Civil War. First time playing it, I should get level 30, which is the President's Medal. I'll accept nothing less. I think I could have a good chance. I've known this game, or I feel like I have this game somewhat figured out. I'm not going to watch the video. Feel free to go back and watch the video if you want. We have two tasks: reach a population of 60,000 in Louisville and produce 1 loads of weapon. Louisville is obviously right there. Louisville, I should say. There's a big station here, and there's also a big warehouse here. However, it doesn't have the train signaling, which is what I really want. So we're going to do things quite a bit different than how the game wants us to start off. And this will actually help you guys start this mission off if you want to do the same thing as well. So we want a large train station with signaling control.
You should tend to Louisville and construct a
let's do shift control to make it more minute changes so we can connect everything. Okay. I don't know why it gives you all these little tutorial things. I hate that. We're on chapter 4. You should know all that by now. In fact, I'm going to delete the supply. I hate the supply towers being so close. So we're going to get rid of those. We'll replace them, of course, at some point in the near future. Alright, time to connect track if we can. There we go. Okay, for up here, we need to get a big warehouse with signaling control. Technically, you could make the warehouse down here in Louisville, and that may make things a little bit easier. Should we do that now? Is the real question. No, I'm gonna do it like the game wants me to. I'm gonna start it up here. Try to make it as close to that supply tower as possible. And the reason is I don't want to make this too close to the water's edge, because then you have bridges and it won't let you do 4 bridges going across. So if I have to delete anything over here, I can. It's not a big deal. And the way to fix this is, or at least the way that I fix it, put supply towers, delete, delete. Now we can connect the track as needed. And let's see, we'll connect that right there. I do like running dual track everywhere if at all possible. It just makes things easier down the road when I do expand. And obviously we're going to need a supply tower on both of these routes. Okay, let's connect Louisville to the warehouse. Let's see, I'm just trying to figure out what we have coming in. Okay. I'm going to do these top 2 tracks for now. And let's get rid of this track for now as well. I'll fix that here in a minute. Okay, got that running there. We could run 4 tracks if it would let us with the bridges. We'll leave it at that right now, or maybe we should run it to the bottom. So many decisions. Okay, I'm gonna change one thing. I'm going to run this to the bottom because I want to run 2 tracks up to Indianapolis up there from the warehouse. So let's run this to the bottom too. And then I'm going to run tracks up to Indianapolis. There we go. Again, it takes a long time to get everything started off on here, but trust me, it is worth it once you get things set up the correct way. There we go. And we do need to connect these two tracks, so I'm going to make a little spur off of here. To there. Perfect. Not worried about signaling, excuse me, quite yet, but we will get there here in a minute. Okay, so we connected down there. Okay. So Louisville obviously needs lots of stuff. I know it needs the grain, the sugar, the vegetables off the bat. Let's get that started. So let's get all this running to the warehouse and then a train running from the warehouse to Louisville. That's a good way to start things off, because we do need to obviously reach a population of 60,000 and produce 1 loads of weapon, which we'll go over here in just a second. But let's start this off the correct way. Let us set up a rail line, West Estate to the big warehouse, freight only. I do want to, before I do that, make sure we're accepting that. Want to accept sugar. We need to accept vegetables as well. And I'm also going to accept, what else can we do here? I know we're going to need coal down the road. We're going to need iron. And we definitely want wood. Let's put a maintenance building in there because we're definitely going to want that as well. Okay. And if it starts off right, it should get loaded up, which it does. And now we do have a lot of innovation starting off. I'm not sure why. We definitely want to unlock the freight train. Reduce the purchase price. Increase power. I don't know if I want an express train. Yeah, let's get the express train, I guess. There we go. And I do want to increase profits of our factory as well. There we go. Okay. So we do have to, as you can tell, produce 1 loads of weapons. To do that, we need a chemical factory, which we already have, but we also need a weapons industry, which takes basically chemicals, wood, and iron ore, excuse me, to make the weapons. So let's go ahead and put this in here. We're going to buy that. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and clone that train so we have another train going. And before I did that, I should have upgraded locomotives, which is not a big deal. I'll upgrade those to freight right now. There we go, got the updated train. Alright, let's go ahead and make a line for vegetables as well. Oh, you know what we haven't done? Might be very important. Let's put our signals in. That would have been really bad. Oop. And this is basically a one-way as well. So let's put a couple of signals in for here. And then same thing this way. There we go. So that's all set up right now. There we go. Freight only. Very important we do that. And then we need to run one from the warehouse to Louisville for now. Let's make sure our signals are good from the warehouse there, though, which they are not as of yet. And then we need a supply tower, too. Oh, if we have one there. Okay. Just making sure everything looks kosher so far. Doing the rest of the track if I can. Let's go ahead and do up here as well. And this will probably need 2 supply towers, would be nice. Put one there, one up there. And then let's make the crossing track before Indianapolis. Okay, so that's good on that. Now we need to make a train going from the warehouse to Louisville to deliver goods. Obviously, freight only is important. Bringing corn here would be good. That's on a separate line, which is pretty easy. Trying to figure out how we can do this. Don't want that. Let's figure out, before we run, no, I'm going to set up one express train. And we do need supply towers. I'll just put in 2. Make sure we have a maintenance building there. I believe we have one at the warehouse already. We do. Okay. Let's set up a express train from Louisville to Indianapolis. Passengers and mail only, and we want to use the express train. If we can hire anybody, we're going to go ahead and hire them for that. There we go. Let's go ahead and clone this train again right here. Have some more being delivered. And then we do want to clone this train as well, because we're going to have a lot more goods coming in to Louisville from the warehouse. So first thing in here, we want to make chemicals first, which we need coal to do. Let's go ahead and set that up, because that's the most important thing starting off. So basically, we're just going to deliver coal to the warehouse is what's going to happen. Let's do a small train station here. And I just want to connect it before this supply tower. I want to run dual track the whole way. Got plenty of money to do so. Add another supply tower somewhere in this area. And then we're off and running. So signaling, pretty straightforward. If you guys watch any of my other videos for Railway Empire, then signaling should be pretty automatic for you guys. Alright, let's go ahead and what's that? Okay, it's not a big deal. Jackson Pit to the warehouse, freight only. We would definitely want to add the freight train. There we go. And we'll probably double up on this here in a minute as well. Alright, so we have coal coming in as of right now. It's going to take a while to get there. Then we're going to have to bring in lumber and iron. So let's do iron first since it's right here. I don't want you to tell me what to do. I'm going to connect it into this track so it's all running the same way. Let's go ahead and clone this guy first though, so we have another train delivering coal. And then we're just going to connect it to that existing track. We could run a brand new track all the way down, but I think this would be much easier and much safer as well. I'm sure we'll have plenty of money, or my hope is we'll have plenty of money, but you just never know how things are really going to work out. I'm not going to put another supply tower for this little section. It's not really needed. But signals are definitely needed. There we go. Franklin Pit all the way to there. Freight only. Okay. So now we have iron getting to the warehouse. I'm going to set up one more train to run between the warehouse and Louisville. See what this one loads up. Yeah, let's go ahead and clone one more train. Next thing we need for weapons, we have iron coming. We have chemicals being made with the coal being delivered. Now we need lumber. Now the trick for this one is we got to get lumber up to Indianapolis, which means we're going to need to bring in logs from over here, unless there's a closer place. I don't think there is. Oh, we got logs right there too. So you could do multiple places, but I'm going to bring logs in from over here since we already have most of this rail built and delivered to the warehouse. Then we got to go from the warehouse to Indianapolis with just freight to deliver those logs. So, and then we'll have to basically come back down with the lumber directly to Louisville to deliver the lumber. So let's do this first. Let's do freight only from Indianapolis to Louisville. I hope it delivers lumber doing this. Let's find out. Yep, there we go. Lumber's being delivered. Now we just want to supply Indianapolis with the logs is what we need to do next. So let's make a small train station. Again, we'll connect it over here if we can, or should we connect it there? No, I'll connect it again there. Okay, let's connect it right before the supply tower if we can. Come on, move. There we go. I'm going to put in one more supply tower. Probably not needed, but it's good to have one. Can't hurt, right? Again, do the signaling here. And set up a line from there to the warehouse. Freight only again. Use the dragon. Alright. Now we just need a freight train going from the warehouse to Indianapolis to deliver the logs. That's what's really happening, plus whatever else Indianapolis needs. I'm going to go ahead and set up a line now, so I don't have to worry about it. Warehouse to Indianapolis, freight only. There we go. And we'll probably double up on some of these lines, especially the logs. We might even triple, quadruple up on that. And wait to double up on the warehouse to Indianapolis until we have logs being delivered. Okay, population's increasing. We're still waiting to make weapons. I'm going to go ahead and buy this industry as well. Don't have coal there as of yet, nor do we have all the ingredients for weapons. Research, let's see. Trying to figure out what we need next for the research. I want train maintenance if we can get it. What else do we have? This would be nice too. Increased transportation fee per freight car would help us out quite a bit. There's coal getting delivered to Louisville right there. Alright, where is this train that I need to clone? I think it's this one. Warehouse, Indianapolis. Let's go ahead and clone that guy. There we go. Now we got logs being delivered to Indianapolis, which in turn is going to deliver lumber down here. I need to find Indianapolis to Louisville is what I want to find. So Indianapolis to Louisville right there. It's almost there. Let's go ahead and clone it. Yikes. Probably shouldn't have made 2 locomotives as of yet, but that's fine.
You now own a weapons factory. You will now be able to intervene in the battles, indirectly at least.
Alright, so we got that ticked off. We do need to tick off the 60,000 to Louisville. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to have Melt coming in here. Definitely want to increase the population as quickly as possible, and this is one way to do it. Again, dual track if we can do it, which we barely can. The real question is, this is too short of a run. It's going to overflood or overfill with the milk. But if we change how it's coming out, it could go pick up corn as well and just go back and forth from corn to milk to deliver there. I think would be a good thing to do. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's fix all this route right here. I'm going to put a supply tower here, and we're going to make some corrections on this side of the map is what we're going to do. And let's see, is there anything else south that we need? Not as of now. I'm going to use the top 2 tracks just in case we expand south. There we go. And we want to run dual tracks is what we're going to do to set up this side properly. Long way to run it, but that's fine. There we go. Let's go ahead and put a maintenance building here, and let's run the dual tracks as well. Now I know the train's on the other side. Let me just double check. It's on this side. I'm not sure if it's going to change it automatically depending on how I run this, but let's do it how I normally would with the bottom line coming in, top line coming out. Doesn't really make any difference, honestly, the way you do it, but okay. Now what we really need to do is run this line into this one. And that will do it right there. We did all that so we can actually make a line like this. Freight only, using the number 51 Dragon. Let's go ahead and hire this guy and see what else is out there. Mediator. Don't need him right now for any reason. But that should hopefully increase the population in Louisville to 60,000 once that hits. Go ahead and double up on this train. You can see this warehouse is getting a lot of traffic in and out. See how these pits are doing. 6 of 9 there. 1 of 9. Lots of lumber though. Let's go ahead and add another train for lumber. We got plenty there. And we want to double up on this train coming down. Oh, it's only loading 1. That's not good. Let me delete this train. We don't need that. Just kidding. Don't need that. Why is imported lumber reduced to the max? The lumber should be used right there. Oh, here we go. So we need to upgrade this to the maximum possible so we can get more goods in.
This has made the city a strategically important
and let's
point in the
upgrade
war,
this
as
guy
goods
too.
can be delivered efficiently to the front line from here. The president is satisfied. We've driven back the Confederate troops. Now we need
Okay,
to
so now we have to transport 12 loads of
we need to
weapons
be
to
able to deliver
towns.
supplies.
It's basically
Your task now
0 of
is
12
to
right
expand
now.
the rail
I don't know
network
why it
into
has
the
all these
south
little
as
bubbles. We
quickly
don't
as
want
possible.
this.
Incorporate the
I
existing
know it's trying to
lines
help me,
into
but
it.
I really don't want to see that.
Tennessee
So
is
Nashville
strategically crucial
and
for the further
Memphis
course of the
both
war.
need
We've established military camps in
weapons.
Nashville and
So
Memphis.
very important we
Deliver
have the
weapons to
bottom
them,
track
and do so
open
as
here.
quickly as you can.
You could also start another
Jonathan
warehouse
Johnson
to keep it separate, but it's really not needed. I say we just make it part of here.
Set foot or tracks in the south. This is my territory,
Oops.
and I'll deal with the network myself.
And I do want to fix this. There we go. I think I put it on the wrong side, which is fine. We'll fix it here in a second. Like always, to fix it, the easiest way is just put a supply tower, then you can delete up to it. And we can go ahead and run tracks down. So this is, I haven't played this part, obviously. The crazy thing is, yeah, I mean, we're already at April 25th, 1861. We have to do this by 1862, so you have to do things
Battles
as
are
quickly as
raging south of
possible.
Louisville.
Whereas
We
the
have to
last
push back
chapter
the
we did, it
Confederate
seemed like we had
troops.
plenty of
Until that
years to do
happens,
everything
you
across the
won't be able
board.
to expand the rail network
But
in
neither
that
here nor there. Let's
direction.
go ahead and get this done. I'm gonna delete the supply tower. And luckily we're in pause mode while we fix all this track. Again, I'm gonna fix this here. I want it to be dual track the entire way. Just makes things easier on my end. That's good, that's good, that's good. That is not good. Close but no cigar. Alright, let's check the other town. We'll figure out these little side things to see what we can do with that in the future, but let's put the little crossings here out of town. Alright, let's figure out supply towers. 1, 2, there's one there, and maybe one somewhere in here. That should be plenty. Let's do the signals all the way down. Okay, let's go. Let's do the rest of these down here as well. Looks like they already have some signaling, which is pretty good. That looks okay, looks okay. Okay. We are good. Let's go ahead. I don't know if we have any. Yes, I do want to bid on this. I don't know if we have any weapons actually made as of yet. That's kind of our next thing to figure out. Then we got to transport them down to both of those cities. Now we got 10 weapons, so that's pretty good. And we're going to do freight only. Make sure that weapons get delivered. One going to Nashville. And then we're going to make another one going out to Memphis is the next thing. So Louisville to Memphis. Go ahead and add. There we go. That's the 12 weapons being delivered right there. There's, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 13 being delivered. Let's go ahead and add that. Then we'll focus on this section over here. Don't need a market crier, because I don't think I do. I'm going to go ahead and put a maintenance facility up here. You can see we've blown through our 5 million that we had. We could always take out a loan if we need to for any reason. I don't want to get rid of innovation points, so definitely do not want to do that. Warehouse has a lot in stock, which is fine.
Even if we are in the midst of the turmoil of war, we cannot forget that it will one day be over. And then we will work together with the southern states.
Okay,
and
so
be
it
a
looks
whole
like
once again, our president will do it. Of that, I'm sure.
The South is opening up as we deliver weapons down here, from what I can see at least. I'm not going to run any new lines as of yet. I'm going to wait till the weapons are delivered to see what the next step of the process is. And I'm not sure, it doesn't look like there's a lot of time, like I said, on this. And I don't know what the next thing is going to be, so I don't want to waste any money. I want to let it build up a little bit if I can for the next part. Should probably put a maintenance. Okay, I did put a maintenance building in Memphis as well. So once this train hits, we should pop the 12 weapons as being delivered. We have 2 there for export. Okay.
When the war broke out, there was no time to lose. Shortly before that, I had opened my own bank in Philadelphia.
So close, stopping at the
So
supply tower, though.
Politicians leapt right at me to finance the war with treasury notes. Now it is said that he who buys treasury notes proves he is a true patriot. 2,500 workers are in my service, selling them throughout the land. This is also my service to
There we go.
our
Should pop the next task. Uh-oh. There he goes.
Knoxville and Jackson can now be reached.
Okay, so now we got to deliver 12 loads of weapons to Knoxville and 12 to Jackson, and we also have to transport a total of 2,000 passengers.
There are now also induction stations in Chicago, St. Louis, and Columbia. For this reason, the number
So I'm going to get rid of the 2 that we just did
Make sure they all arrive on time.
to make sure we don't deliver any more weapons. I want to stockpile weapons to deliver the next 2 tasks just for the sake of time. Not sure if you have to do this. This could be definitely a waste. That. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to set up a line. Louisville to Nashville. Passengers and mail only. And we're going to do basically an express route on each of these. There we go. And let's go and set up another one from Louisville to Memphis. We want this to be passengers and mail only as well. There we go. And now would be a good time to add the caboose on these guys as well. Manage train. Oop. Rail cars. Let's go ahead and add the caboose. Same thing on this guy. Okay, so next step, I'm going to deliver the weapons first. It looks like Jackson is down here. They just make that one line. Where's the other one? Okay, Knoxville is right there. Okay, so we can use this line to get down there. Pretty straightforward. And I may just keep this one single line. Oh no, we have plenty of money though. Let me just see. I'm just afraid that if it wants us to do something else in the future, having this dual line would be nice, but is it really needed? Probably not. There we go. Put a supply tower in the middle. Let's add the signaling. Actually, let's fix this track right here. Add signals. Signaling is good right there. I'm going to go ahead and put a... Oh, it already has a maintenance building there. Okay, so now we need to run freight only to Jackson. There we go. That's 10 being loaded up. Now we need to hook Knoxville up, which we can get it to come through here. So we can just go straight down. Oh, I don't want a tunnel. That's a big no-no. Maybe coming around would be better, actually. We get rid of that. If we can come around this mountain, maybe be for the best. There we go. Much better. And then I do want to make this dual track as well. Let's see, probably need a few supply towers. I'm gonna put 1, 2, 3. Let's just do the signals and we should be done with this part. Alright. So now this needs to come from Louisville down to Knoxville. Freight only. Add the Dragon. It's only 2 being delivered down there. And how much do we need to each city? We need 12 to each city. Next thing is we also have to transport a total of 2,000 passengers, which we have, I think, 3 express lines set up right now. I guess we could do an express line down to Jackson and Knoxville as well. Let's do that. Louisville all the way down to Jackson. Actually, this may be a better idea to do something like this. Much better. Okay, let's look at the task list one more time. We got 10 going down to Jackson already, or 8, excuse me, down to Jackson. We'll only have 2 going over to Knoxville. Got 6 for export. Let's do this. Let's set up another line and see what happens if we do freight again from Louisville to Knoxville. It should load up the, yeah, there it goes, the 6 that we had in there. So that's got 8 total going down there, which is nice. That's a lot of passengers from Louisville to St. Louis. Sure. Definitely want more innovation points. If we can buy that, we will. We can upgrade the express train. Let's go ahead and do that. And we will replace locomotives that are express.
Sometimes I find the enthusiasm with which our compatriots invest in the war abominable. But if they didn't, we would be doomed.
Alright, so we need more iron. Let's see if we got any more thing at the Franklin pit. Let's go ahead and clone this. It's only level 1, so hopefully that will bump up to level 2 pretty soon. Not really. I don't want to waste any money buying that. So we've got 2 to Knoxville. We're going to have a few going to Jackson here in a minute. We have to do all this by 1863. So it does say induction stations have now been built in Chicago, St. Louis, and Columbia is a hint. Don't want that. I'm gonna go ahead and clone this one. Let's go into all the cities. Uh-oh. Louisville to Nashville. Sure, I'll pay the compensation because I don't want anything to get hit. I paid for it. I don't know why it stopped. Anyways. So having beer from Memphis get to Louisville would be nice, but there's no beer for export. Could connect it to these 2 right there. No. Really want to unlock that. That'd be nice to unlock too. I'm going to try to unlock all this over here. Definitely accelerating the train maintenance by 20% would be very, very helpful and beneficial. Still need more iron. Okay, it's at level 2 now, which is good. Slowly increasing. It's already worth 1.1 million, so I can't really buy it to upgrade it. So we got 8 loads of weapons to both Knoxville and Jackson. We just delivered 2,000 passengers, which is nice. I want to see what it's saying about Chicago and everything. Okay. We could build and expand multiple ways, but I really don't want to do anything that's outside of our task of delivering weapons.
Granted, I'm profiting from
and again, I don't know what's coming in or what's going to happen after this. Advance further south if there's going to be another set of tasks or not. Okay, now we just need 12 loads of weapons to Jackson. So I'm actually going to delete these trains, I think. Actually, I'm just going to delete one. Got 3 weapons. It's a mixed. How fast does it go? 38. Let's do the dragon. So close. We just need 4 loads of weapons going to Jackson. We have 3. Yeah, I'll still pay for that. Trying to figure out where the other train is at going to Jackson. Train robbery coming back. So it would be called Louisville to Jackson. Where is it at? It's coming back up. So this one needs to leave with at least 1, I believe. One weapons, so we can check off on that. It's being serviced. Still being serviced. Okay, needs to leave with weapons. That's all we're waiting on. Oh, did it leave already? Did I just miss something? Now I'm really... Is this it right here? Left with nothing. Okay, let's delete this guy. And let's find the other one. So I want to make sure I get that task checked off as soon as possible. Oh my god, where is it at? Louisville to Jackson. There it is. It's delivering 3 and we need 4. That's not going to work. Down to Jackson. Please let it have one on it. That's all we need. We'll do the 10-wheeler. Okay, there it goes. Got 2 weapons going. Now we're in business. Once that train hits, we'll be able to check off that mission. How much would it cost to upgrade that? We need to upgrade this, definitely. Make sure we have plenty of chemicals. Which we already did. We just need iron. That's all we need. I wonder if there's any more iron anywhere on the map that we can get. Regardless of how far away it is. What is that? Let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. Looking for... There's another coal mine. We don't need coal, though. Another coal mine. There's iron right there. That's a long ways away. But... I think it'd be worth it. Oh, we can't even build there. So that's pointless. That's the only iron mine we have access to is right here. So I guess the next step is really just buying the business if I wanted to take out loans and do that, which I really do not want to do. But if we need to deliver more weapons after this, I think that's going to be our next step. So let's go ahead and continue on, let it play out. Definitely want to accelerate train maintenance. I think this may be our next step right here. Let's go ahead and travel along with this since we have some time. Don't usually do this during videos, but we're literally just waiting for these items to be delivered to see what's next on our task list. If anything, I really don't know. The last chapter took me, what, 3 hours to complete, and I did it blazingly fast. We're only about not even an hour into this as of right now, so I'm kind of curious. I think we're just passing through this town, I believe. Yep.
Some newspapers have been critical of my dealings with Treasury notes. Well, I guess I'll just have to buy these newspapers up.
Almost there. I gotta go through haul chopping, and we'll be hitting Jackson for the next task. Looks like a that's bringing beer back. That's our other freight train that was delivering weapons. And it's waiting for the other train to clear. There it goes. Yes, definitely pay the $500,000. It's going to stop this train, unfortunately. Oh, it's so annoying. So close too. Come on. You can move. It's okay. I paid the ransom. Why are you still stuck? See all these little Confederate camps around. Probably not the right time to be playing a mission like this, considering the Black Lives Matter initiative, which I definitely have to support. I mean, putting an end to racism and everything else is super important. I don't know. I grew up in Europe and I was on a military base, so I was always integrated. I never saw color as an issue, but I live in Texas, so I do see racism all the time, unfortunately, and it's definitely sad.
The weapons deliveries
is the only thing I
have
can
arrived
say.
in Knoxville and Jackson. Perhaps now we
All
can
right.
turn the course
Okay,
of the
so now we
war
have
in
2
our
more
favor.
tasks. I'm glad
The war
I
is
saved my
drawing
money.
to a
I can't even
close,
read
and
it,
that is in
though.
no small part thanks
So hang
to
on.
you. Our army is
We have to
taking
provide
control of
Atlanta
more
with
and more
supplies.
areas.
Is this
Now
all
we
of
have to deal
ours?
with the reconstruction.
Looks like
Pay
this is all of
particular
ours.
attention to Atlanta. The city needs help, as it will soon have to accommodate lots of returnees. The
That's
induction
Florida,
is
so
taking place in
Atlanta would
Louisville
be
now.
right
Transport a large
here,
number of
right?
soldiers from
Am I
there to
confused?
Atlanta so they can help with the reconstruction. Maybe we can even end the war.
There's
To
Atlanta
do
right
so,
there.
we'll have to transport troops and goods efficiently. Then the southern states will see that
Transport
fighting is
3,000
futile.
passengers from Louisville to Atlanta without stopping. Reach a population of 60,000 in Atlanta. So it's all about Atlanta is really what we're doing, which is right here. And we can literally connect it to Knoxville if we want to. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and expand the station. And then let's fix this into a dual track. Alright, Knoxville needs to connect to Atlanta, which I'm going to make Atlanta a better station, because I have a feeling we're going to have a lot going through here from the sounds of it. So let's make this a large station with signaling control. I don't know which way to do this, but we'll do it like this, I guess. Oh, wants me to connect the station to Augusta first? That's annoying. So let's do that to get around what it wants us to do. I'm going to delete this, but here we go. Large station with signaling control. There we go. Now we can delete this guy and connect it the way I want to connect it. Let's connect it to this side. That's freight. All right, so, oops. Louisville to Atlanta is going to be the most important. Passengers mail only. We want to use a express train. There we go. And we're going to make the same thing going back. So Atlanta to Louisville, passengers only. There we go. So these guys do not need weapons, so we just need to go down the list and see what they actually need. Oh, I do want to connect this. Looks like it has almost everything around it, so definitely need wheat. Let's just do one of those for now. There it goes. We can actually do wheat to Montgomery too, but I'm just going to focus on Atlanta. Just kind of go down the list. Doesn't need cattle, no demand for it. Does need corn. So corn to Atlanta. Freight only. Again, go down the list. Logs, it looks like it has plenty of logs. Does it really have a demand for it? I don't know. What else does it need? Sugar and cloth. Does need meat though. Do something a little bit different on this. Gonna go there, back there, make it automatic. All right, to get meat to Atlanta, what would we need to do? Jesus, I don't see anywhere that's producing. Okay, Knoxville produces meat. There we go. And then we need to probably get the ranch up to Knoxville as well, but let's continue to focus on Atlanta if we can. So it has to hit 60,000 people. We also have to transport 3,000 people between these two cities. What else can we do here in Louisville? Chemicals for export. I don't know who would need chemicals. Maybe Augusta? No. I think now's the time to set up the freight lines though. So let's do automatic. And then we can do mixed. There we go. It's delivering weapons there. And more there. What else? Let's go ahead and clone this guy. Do we have sugar? Does Atlanta need vegetables? Doesn't need vegetables as of yet. But sugar it does. It also needs that. Is there any sugar in the area? That's the question. Really the only sugar is right there, which is insanely far for it to go to get to Atlanta, but Atlanta just grew, so now it needs milk. Do we have milk down here? Of course not. Alright, let's do milk next. All the way down to Atlanta. Let's do freight only. There we go. We got milk going into Atlanta now. Looks like it already has cloth. Can we build a business here? We can. Needs fruit and sugar. Just don't know if that's what we really need. Maybe if we made dresses there? They make dresses there, though. Let's do that. Let's make something that takes cotton. So we'll do this right here. And that will actually allow us to set up a line from there to there. There we go. Again, our whole goal is to get it to grow to 60,000 people, which I think we're well on the way with doing. But transporting 3,000 passengers is a little bit of a different story. We need a lot more people going there. Maybe if we connect to Chicago. Bring some more passengers down. Trying to figure out, we have 210 people that have been transported, but it says without stopping. My only reason to be somewhat scared is that I feel like it could stop when it gets to Atlanta if there's too many trains in the way. Let's look at this one when this one hits and see what it actually happens. So Knoxville to Atlanta, that's different, so that's not going to count. Is there no signals there? There's no signaling here. Jesus. That was my fault right there. So the question is, will this stuff count? Is there no signaling there either? Jesus. Okay. Yeah, we got problems. Not sure how to catch that. Okay. So I do want to see on the task list if this bumps up from 210 when this train comes. Right here. So we're at 210. This should bump it up right here. Hopefully. There we go. It definitely did, so we're good. Just gonna have a lot of trains running back and forth from Louisville to Atlanta. And anytime you can build, or excuse me, buy these auctions, you definitely want to try to win. It's just free innovations for you. So definitely do this if you can. Now's the actual time to increase passengers if at all possible too. So increase wait time for passengers, number of passengers. So all of this will definitely help towards unlocking that. We still have to grow Atlanta, so keep that in mind, guys. That's very important. Question is, do these places have maintenance buildings? They don't, which is a problem. All of these cities probably need to have a maintenance building in them. That one has one. I feel like I could be doing a lot more in each of these cities than I have been doing, but I know we're not doing bad, or it doesn't feel like we're doing bad at least. There you go. Basically just trying to get as much passengers to both Atlanta and Louisville. What node of suitable freight? Indianapolis to Louisville. Okay. I'm gonna keep that train running either way. Almost at 50,000. We got 700 passengers that have been delivered so far. Going up, almost at 1,000 so far. So definitely doing good on that aspect. Let's look at Atlanta one more time. Trying to figure out. Okay, so we do need vegetables and fruit now. That'd be nice to have coming in. Let's see if we have anything. So vegetables is right there. That's easy to add on. And there's fruit right there. That's easy to add on. So let's go ahead and do both of those real quick. It'd be nice if we could just stick it on that track right there. We'll do it here instead. Not much for the signaling, but that's fine. We're only going to have one train going there. And let's go ahead and set up one for the fruit as well. Small train station. Not sure what the best way to do this one is. We'll just have it come straight down, I guess. Only have one supply tower. And I'll set up one for from there to Atlanta. Probably would have been good to have a warehouse for Atlanta to keep it from blocking up that station too much, but that's fine. It's not a huge deal either way. There we go. getting pretty close. I think we'll hit 60,000 once we start delivering the vegetables and fruit. We'll have plenty going in and out of Atlanta, which is important. Now's a good time to start promoting stuff. There we go. Louisville is now the biggest city. It grew. Another industry here. Not sure what we want to put in offhand. Probably let the computer do whatever it needs to. The question is, can we make a monument? Oh, induction station. Okay. So it just creates soldiers. There's already something here for that. Not a big deal. I just wanted to double check. Well, if we can make lumber in here, that would get rid of that. Here we go. Sawmills. Definitely what we want. That way we're making the lumber for the weapons, we're making the chemicals, and then we just need the iron to do so. And the question is, got plenty of stock, we're just missing lumber. So really delivering the lumber from here to the warehouse, from warehouse to Louisville is what we need. There it goes, it just left as well. There you go. Bunch of wood going to Louisville to make into lumber, which is nice. I have to get rid of one of these, so just get rid of her, I guess. Alright, task list again. So we're halfway there on the passengers. We're almost there for 60,000 in Atlanta. Can we do anything else in Atlanta? I don't think so. We can't build a monument there until we hit 60,000, which isn't going to help us. Just need clothing as well. Go, passengers are going up. So Louisville keeps on growing. Jesus, what did it do this time? Doesn't look like I can't even do that, so that's kind of pointless. Go ahead and clone that guy. I need to clone a Louisville to Atlanta. This is what I want to do. There we go. Perfect. Jackson Pit to Warehouse 1.
Atlanta is growing again, and the returnees in the city can be catered for too. A disaster
probably has too much
has been
chemicals.
averted,
That's fine.
Thanks to you.
Alright, so we got 60,000 population in Atlanta. We just got to transport the passengers, which we're increasing the amount going back and forth. Knoxville to Atlanta could probably get terminated. But I'll keep it going. It would be nice to have something that increases the amount of passengers here. There we go. Increases the amount of passengers or number of people traveling the city by 20%. That would definitely help out. Random breakdown. Yeah, I'll pay the compensation. Tons of passengers going back and forth, which is nice. Between Atlanta and Louisville makes this relatively easy. The bigger you grow these cities, the more passengers that would be going back and forth as well. Probably should have had these go around Parker Ranch, but that's fine. Louisville dwindles. That doesn't help out. Alright, just need about 800 and somewhat more people. 865 more to go. Got plenty of supply towers too. I don't want to mess with that. Just hoping we're doing this on time because it says by 1864. We're almost to 1863. I just hope it's enough to have the President's Medal is what I'm hoping. I'm going to get rid of the Knoxville to Atlanta. Get rid of this as well. Just going to try to get rid of these slower trains. I probably should get rid of the milk one. And get rid of Parker Ranch altogether. I feel like that's just holding things up as well. This should go up slightly on this train hitting. That's what I'm watching. It's not a good sign it didn't. 2135. And we get rid of this train. All these little trains on this track, I'm going to try to exit them out. Make sure they're not getting stopped for any reason. Okay. I want to make sure this delivers some passengers on this train right here. That it did. It's a good sign. There's a nice one right there. So yeah, some of these trains, pretty minimal amount of passengers going back and forth. Just hope it's enough to get us through this chapter. Kind of an interesting chapter. What about almost an hour and a half into this? I think it's going to take us about half the time the last chapter did, which is not a bad thing. Having a 3 to 4 hour chapter is not necessarily a good thing. Hopefully this will help some of you guys out there that are playing as well. I think it's pretty straightforward by the time you get to this chapter. It's just a matter of figuring out what you need to do, what you don't need to do, and what the fastest way to do it is. I think I did pretty good for the first time playing this chapter. I could do it probably a little bit quicker next time around, but I don't think I did bad by any means. I'm just curious to see if I actually get the top level or not. So close. Let's get rid of this guy. Still waiting for track clearance. There's just a ton of things going in and out. Probably because of train maintenance. I guess what I could do is build a depot or maintenance building at a lot of these different places. Just to cut down the cost. Or I guess the time spent inside the bigger cities like Louisville. Sure, I would have one there. Okay, I do. Haven't had a money issue. I have yet to even pull a loan out on this chapter, which is a little bit surprising, but I think it's because it started you off with $5 million, which is a pretty good starting point. In fact, I wonder how my company's doing. I know you can't buy anybody out on this, but there you go. The other guy I'm going against has 8 trains with $1 million or less than $1 million evaluation. I'm at 49 trains in use at 28 million for the company value, which is pretty insane. So close. So close. Need just over 200 people to go back and forth. Seems like a lot of the trains are just getting almost in a line. It's a nice train coming down. Oh, it's milk. So the trains that would pop the message would be up here. It's a nice one leaving. I feel like some of these are not counting, maybe because they're stopping. It makes me almost want to get rid of that's not passengers. Those are all moving pretty good though right there. So that one should definitely give us an addition to this. There you go. God, it's so close. Seems like going into Louisville, they're having to stop, which may be the reason why that's not popping when we're almost into 1864, getting fairly close. It's making me a little bit nervous, but we'll see what happens. We just need 1 or 2 more trains coming down this way. There is one right there. Okay, 2921. This might actually pop it right here. Maybe, maybe not. Nope, there we go.
Transported the recruits from Louisville to Atlanta.
I have no clue how my performance was, so I'm a little nervous on that, but let's find out.
The Confederate States surrendered in April 1865. In the end, there were untold victims, devastation, and destruction on both sides, and a period of deep economic recession followed.
A little nervous about this.
For the first time, the railroad had also become a decisive factor in the war, a pawn on the map tables of the generals. Where rapturous people had once gathered to cheer on the locomotives, the railroad had become a tactical playing piece during the war, delivering soldiers and materials to the battlefields. Yet the victims and the hardships were not to be in vain. Peace brought North and
Peace.
South closer
That's what we need
together
more
than
of.
ever before.
Lots of peace. There you go. President's Medal right there. I got the Hillbilly achievement unlocked right there. Honestly, I think this chapter was probably, I wouldn't say the easiest, but it was definitely easier than chapter 3. So I'm very, very happy with that. Hopefully this helped you guys out if you were having problems with this chapter for any reason. But anyways, it's the Middle Age Gamer. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. Cheers, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
Don't you know?